So imagine being in somewhat of a love triangle between your ex-lover, who you feel double-crossed you for a position in the company, with a Taurus who is known for taking on conquests of travels and women. And at one point, this story does turn into almost like a borderline star, because another love of her life emerges and she has to pick one. So one thing I will say about Victoria is she's a wild blood. And wild blood means you're part human, but you have supernatural abilities to do something. So her supernatural ability is she blood bends. That's not what they called it, but that's what she does. I immediately connected to Avatar and how Katara had learned how to blood bend. But what's so crazy is Victoria was kidnapped since she was 6 from her home. And you find out exactly where her home was. So, and she has a knit of them that they say work. They're really slaves. They don't make a whole bunch of money. If you try to escape, you die. And she is now 18 and she believes that she should have a place in this company and be a tour leader versus what it is. Someone is the leader of the group that they go on these tours in Jamaica. And Jasmine feels like she should lead the tour. She's the most powerful wild blood. Why not? But the boss, even though everybody thinks that she's esteemed by the boss takes advantage of her in the worst way. If he hits her, he makes sure he hits her where she doesn't bruise her face. And most of the people in this camp are considered exotic because even though they are black, they're very fair skinned and the type of their hair texture and whatnot. So you have Dean, who they used to be together. And I want to say they got kidnapped at the same time in the camp. He's told that he's now on edge for promotion to be tour leader, which she doesn't understand because she says, Dean is not as good as me. He's not as powerful as me. So what are you doing? And the boss is like, no. Dean comes off very cutthroat. Like he's willing to do whatever he can to please the boss, even though the boss is evil and has done some evil things to Dean, even Samson, Bunny, and Victoria. But Victoria's thing is she really wants to get more money to hopefully get Bunny out. Even though Samson's like her brother, Bunny is like her younger brother who she looks out for, and she wants to get him out. She even gets propositioned by one of the tourists who they're on their way to mine gold. And the tourist even proposes to her, I will give you money if you will get me to the gold, and that way you can get out of here. You can go. But on her way on this tour, you have Thorn, who has fallen for her. But the guy who propositioned her to help him get the gold first over Thorn, his wife already forewarned Victoria, Thorn is known for running through girls. That's pretty much what he said. So you don't think, just know you're the next conquest on his chart. But Thorn swears by all means he's in love with Victoria. And matter of fact, when this is all over, you're going to leave with me and you're going to go with me. And y'all, this needs to be a movie. This needs to be a movie. I will admit it's gory. Like there's one scene where one of the characters, I'm not going to say who, I'm not going to give it away, he gets mutilated. Look at the excitement in my eyes. I may not watch it. I'm not going to sit here and lie. And then even with her, there's another scene where, oh my gosh, a lot of heads get cut off. People get blown up. Like, cause what it is, they're going into the jungle that's very sacred. And with the jungle being very sacred, and she has a connection with the jungle, she feels like she's one with the jungle. Matter of fact, she is one with the jungle. So she hears things, she sees things that people don't see, that Dean is not. Because even though they said if you receive 3 warnings while in the jungle, three bad things happen, you need to leave. That the jungle is telling you, turn around, don't come back. And at one point, when they're crossing over the river, Thorn thought that Victoria was talking to her when really it was the river. I don't know if she's really a river goddess, but I want to call her Mommy River. She was summoning Thorn to go into the water to drown. And Victoria was able to shake him out of it so he can go away. They have to put salt down on the ground and around their bearings or wherever they're camping, because if the spirits come, they can kill you and take your soul. It's a lot going on, okay? And things just keep happening, and they're just like, and so finally she tells Thorn, you're being selfish. You're going for this goal, and people are dying. And he's like, nah, we got this. You can help me. Why don't you take over the tour? And she doesn't want to take over the tour because even though the boss did not promote her, the boss put her on the tour. And if Dean looks good on the tour, it's going to help her in her position. But y'all, this right here, the way it ended, I would love to see a sequel come out from this. But y'all, this was good. Like, at first it was a little slow for me in the beginning, but once it picked up, like once they got into that jungle, y'all, heads were literally rolling, literally.